Yo, 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 it's your Berg Spot of Darkness. I've I know I haven't put content. I don't know if I told YouTube yet, but I injured my hand. My hand much, so I haven't been making content on. Well, we got a few death battles to react to. I'm gonna do this Darth Vader versus Obito Uchiha. Just because off the rip, I think I'm going with Obito because of jumping through dimensions. If they're gonna do that, Darth Vader is a really good foe, to be honest with you. Like, he could pull it off, but he'd have to find a way to hit him first. If they're going with that version, Obito. But yeah, so we're gonna react to this one, and then we're gonna do the one that was before this as well. Make sure to go follow Death Battles. Like I said before, we are support the people, make content off of their content by reacting to. But this is also their content. So make sure to go check out Death Battles, Darth Vader, Obito. Give them a like, subscribe, leave a comment, man. Tell them, your Berg Spot of Darkness sent you, man. Let's get into this.
Sponsored by Brandon Yates. Again? Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith.
Obito Uchiha, secret leader of the Akatsuki.
Prime examples of how you could die a hero or live long enough to become a villain.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
And wait.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, the Iron Fist of the Galactic Empire ruled everything.
All thanks to the super powerful super murderer Darth Vader. But beneath his spooky mask lay the husk of former nice guy Anakin Skywalker.
As a child
Dark
in the harsh
side.
wastes of Tatooine, Anakin longed to one day free his fellow slaves as a heroic Jedi.
Lucky for him, he met Qui-Gon Jinn, a Jedi who believed little Annie was the chosen one and would bring balance to the Force.
Apprentices.
No pressure, right? So he took him under his wing to become the papa he never had. Or so was the plan, until... yeah.
Instead, Qui-Gon's apprentice became Anakin's mentor. But while Anakin sought a father figure, Obi-Wan saw him as more of a brother.
I'm sure that won't cause any awkward tension whatsoever.
Drama and trauma aside, Anakin quickly became a powerful Jedi. He excelled in lightsaber combat and the Force.
Mental probing,
an energy
mind
field that
control,
binds all living things together.
The Force lets Jedi move stuff with their
alchemy,
mind, fend off mental attacks,
telekinesis,
predict the future, and
apathy,
make people believe these aren't the droids they're looking for.
atoms.
They're basically space wizards.
Through rigorous
like
training
being able
and
to
a
speak
not
with-
unnoticeable natural talent, Anakin was particularly skilled in the Form 5 lightsaber fighting styles, Xian and Jian So.
Also known as the Way of the Crate Dragon. You know that big sand dragon Mando?
Let me know if you want me. The next video, I'm deciding whether or not I'm gonna be the big screen and them be the small.
For defending
so I
against
could-
lightsaber and blaster alike. It focuses on blending parries with devastating counterattacks, aiming to win duels through overwhelming pressure.
Perfect for the Padawan who just bulldozed his way through training to become a Jedi Knight.
Even as a newly knighted Jedi, Anakin could keep up with some of the most experienced Jedi Masters and Sith Lords of his time.
But he had plenty of other problems to deal with, like his late-blooming rebellious teenage angst. I mean, you don't just throw a kid into space monk school and expect him to forget everyone he
I
ever
keep
cared
grabbing
about,
things
right?
with my diamond
Well,
hands there.
apparently that's what he was supposed to do.
The life of a Jedi can be difficult and cold, something Anakin could not accept. And so, rather than let his secret wife die in childbirth, he was seduced to the dark side through the promise of power.
And so began his Jedi kill streak.
Kill
until
mad
Obi-Wan
kids.
gave him a glorious lava bath. How refreshing.
But thanks to his new Sith Master Palpatine, our young warrior was saved, reborn, rebuilt. He was now Darth Vader.
Vader is a badass. Everyone knows it, and they're terrified of him. I mean, just look at the guy.
As impressive as his armor appears, you might be surprised by its quirks. See, while the Jedi view the Force as an ally, the Sith see it as a tool from which they draw power through passion and emotion. Most potently, negative emotions. Palpatine trained Vader by
They
not only
basically
making him
Uchihas, I'm not gonna lie.
but also ensuring he would never forget the monstrous machine he had become.
By making the suit suck ass and piss him off. Seriously, Vader hates this suit.
The armor would beep at random times just to annoy him, and the life support system was outdated from the start. Sometimes it would even turn off for several minutes.
That doesn't seem good for someone with burnt up lungs.
And it was so heavy and clunky that he could barely walk, sometimes even resorting to moving himself with the Force.
Oh man, I knew Palpy was evil, but I never knew he was such a dick.
Well, despite these issues, the armor fulfilled its true purpose, crafting Darth Vader into the equivalent of a
Still an obsidian vacuum. Must have missed. I know they're not about to have him like shooting missiles out of. Unless they're talking about his TIE Fighter. I think because he's gonna use the TIE Fighter in the match. I think that's why they. I've never seen an TIE Fighter explained before. Adjustable blade length, corrupted through anger and pain. Kyber crystal stone. Free on defense and deflection, or offense and speed. 5 emphasis counter attacks and shit, but doesn't seem like he really has a weakness when it comes to saber play.
Nobody wants to mess with him. Thanks to the dark side of the Force, he can make maelstroms that blast everything away, form barriers that shield from all sorts of attacks, and choke anything that's even a minor inconvenience. Hell, sometimes he skips straight to crushing your lungs.
One time, a droid named I-5 tried to kill Vader with a laser stated to move 300,000 kilometers per second. That's light speed, and Vader easily blocked it.
And for as much bullshit as Palpatine threw at him, Vader was tough enough and stubborn enough to push through it.
Palpatine knew that Vader would eventually try to kill him and take over the Empire. It's how the Sith work. So he constantly fanned Vader's hatred by sending assassins after him to make sure he was still worthy of being his apprentice.
Oh, that's nothing. One time, he blasted off most of Vader's robo-limbs, destroyed his armor, dropped him back on the lava planet, and told him to make his way back without the Force.
An impossible task, yet one Vader accomplished.
Yeah, because he really wants to kill Palpatine.
Vader with the Force.
And that hatred is apparently useful in keeping Force wielders alive, and has sustained many Sith in conditions that would otherwise kill them.
I'm sorry, Liam Neeson.
And it's
Should've hated
rolling
a
while
little
on
more.
it.
Vader has killed hundreds, possibly thousands of Jedi, including Obi-Wan himself. He's fought entire armies on his
Did
own.
not
He
beat
can take on monsters
Obi-Wan,
the size
man.
of
Come on,
mountains.
they really need to stop
He's
gassing.
so unstoppable. An assassin droid hired to kill him quit the job because he calculated that Vader was impossible to kill.
And in Ewok's material from the old Legends canon, a real deep cut, we know, lesser dark side users like the Night Sister Shiral overpowered the Sunstar, an ancient artifact capable of shifting moons. A feat which would require energy worth over 12 septillion tons of TNT.
Go with the region.
24 zeros. But if you want something more recent, here's a planet blowing up while Vader was on it, and he's fine.
But thanks to both his incredible power and the mercy and trust of his secret son, Vader would eventually avenge the atrocities of Palpatine. Even more important, he finally saved someone he loved. Ultimately, Anakin Skywalker truly did bring balance to the Force.
And that should have been the end of the Star Wars series. Everything after that is a perversion of the Star Wars.
Hokage, the leader of the Hidden Leaf Village and their strongest ninja, respected and loved by all. Though few have attained this title, many have strived for it.
One such striver, sadly lacking in parents, wanted to both help people and be acknowledged by the rest of the village. And what better way to do that than having your face carved into a mountain? If you think I'm talking about Naruto, guess again! This is the story of Obito Uchiha!
Obito unfortunately lacked the natural talent for ninja arts attributed to his Uchiha bloodline.
So he signed up for ninja school and eventually joined a team with his rival Kakashi, his crush Rin, and their leader Minato. Where do you think I could get into a ninja school like that?
Not one that teaches you to harness this form of chakra, a limited form of physical and spiritual energy that exists inside all human beings and, naturally, can be heavy weapons.
I didn't know he was the
He can
leader
use
of
it
the
to run up
Akatsuki.
walls and make clones of himself, but even better, blow shit up.
This is ninjutsu. Among its many techniques include elemental attacks, and the Uchiha specialize in all things fire.
Big fireballs, small fireballs, waves of fire, columns of fire. You name it, they've got it. So when Ninja World War
Hey,
III
hold on.
came
What was the
along,
Genjutsu
it totally made sense to get this fire ninja involved. Got it. So when Ninja World War III fireballs,
I don't know Genji.
waves of fire, columns of fire, you name it, they've got it. So when Ninja World War III
Naomi
came
might be a
along,
threat,
it
I ain't
totally
gonna
made
lie.
sense to get this fire ninja involved at the age of
It's gonna be
11.
limited.
Yikes! Well, lucky for Obito, he had one more secret weapon up his sleeve, or eye socket, the Sharingan.
The Sharingan grants extremely precise vision, allowing someone to see the flow of chakra, predict an enemy's attacks, cast a variety of genjutsu illusions, and even break out of said illusions.
Too bad he didn't get to use the red eyes much. Like 10 minutes after he got the damn things, he got smushed under a big rock. What a way to go! But since he wasn't expecting to use his super eyes anymore, he handed one off to Kakashi. And then he died. The end! Just kidding!
So you thought.
Miraculously, Obito survived long enough to be rescued by another Uchiha, the legendary Madara. Madara granted Obito a new body, regenerating the limbs he'd lost.
You're probably thinking, oh, what a swell guy. Except
Not
he
at all.
was not. Madara was brewing some plans for world domination and needed a pawn to carry them out. So he tricked Obito into watching Kakashi kill Rin, making him fall victim to the Uchiha's curse of hatred.
Within the Uchiha clan, there exists an ideal of being extremely devoted to love. It has been speculated that if a particularly powerful Uchiha loses someone important to them, that love will be replaced with an all-consuming hatred. This is how Obito awakened his Mangekyo Sharingan.
Or Red Eye 2.0. The Mangekyo gave him a new jutsu called Kamui. With it, he can suck his foes into another dimension and leave them there to die. He can even
That's where it
find
might
weapons
get
in
dark
there
for
until
Darth
he needs
Vader.
them, like his gun by fan. But even better, he can phase through stuff.
Well, not quite. Kamui gives Obito the power to move through objects in a manner that's similar to the common phasing superpower akin to the Flash or Kitty Pryde. In reality, it's much more complex, as Obito is actually teleporting parts of his body into the Kamui dimension whenever they overlap with other matter. See, there's his body parts right there.
Well, if it looks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's phasing. Hands up! Yeah! Way later on, he also got another super eye. Man, he's really swapping these things around like a Prime sub on Twitch.
Sharingan.
This Rinnegan grants Obito the power of the 6 paths, giving him some nifty ability.
And
to
they finna give
control
him
gravity
all of
to
that?
save a path, ripping out souls with the human path, and
Might be
summoning
dark for
giant
Darth Vader, I ain't
monsters
gonna
at the
lie.
end.
With all of the awful stuff he'd gone through, Obito realized that the ninja world was corrupt to its core. His dream of everyone being happy and working together was never gonna happen. So instead, he agreed to carry out Madara's giga-brain plan to control everything.
Donning masks and multiple personas, he recruited a number of rogue shinobi to form the Akatsuki terrorist group and kicked off Ninja World War IV, all to revive the monstrous Ten Tails.
I know what you're thinking. Wasn't the whole point of this to stop war in the first place? And that's a very good question. Anyway, the Ten Tails!
A living mass of near inexhaustible chakra, the Ten Tails possess
Not gonna let him
tremendous
use the
power.
Ten
It can
Tails,
create
brother.
massive thunderstorms and hurricanes, multiple clones of itself, and the devastating tailed beast bomb.
Forget bomb! That's basically a super nuke! This chakra ball is so explosive, it can eclipse continents and reduce mountains to dust.
Comparing the surface area of this blast to the surrounding mountains, dispersing
See,
that much
it looks like
mass
they're
in a
about to let
fraction
him
of a
use
second
it.
must have yielded a kinetic energy worth over 13 septillion tons of TNT.
That's 24 zeros! Again, Obito wanted that power for himself and was willing to throw hands with anyone to get it. He's held up against master ninjas like Kakashi, Minato, and even Naruto in his monster energy drink form, which could outmaneuver the fastest attack from the Lightspeed Raikage.
And he far surpassed all of them when he finally sealed the Ten Tails within himself, becoming its Jinchuriki. This little makeover granted him unlimited flight, power rivaling the legendary Sage of Six Paths, and the truth-seeking orbs.
These special little bowling balls can shapeshift into any form the user wants, like a staff, giant arms, an umbrella thing, or this crazy spiral blade that apparently helped shape the whole world. Oh, holy shit, it's huge!
The
Still
truth
gets
seeking
cooked by
orbs can
Kakashi.
completely disintegrate anything they touch at both a molecular and spiritual level. Only those with the power of the six paths can resist their effects.
Plus, with the Mangle monster in his system, Obito's regeneration got amped to the point where he can survive having half of his body control Alt deleted away. All cards in his hand, he was ready for the final stages of the Giga Plan.
He summoned the God Tree and prepared to launch the Infinite Tsukuyomi, a powerful illusion that would trap the entire world in a never-ending dream, free of conflict and sorrow.
But the violent cruelty of the ninja world could only quiver in fear when the anime protagonist walked in the room. After getting 1-2'd by some talk no jutsu, Obito saw within Naruto the spirit of his former self, someone who was always trying to help others. And they say his
Talking no
heart
jutsu
grew
is
three
Naruto's
sizes
most
big.
powerful
Obito joined Naruto
jutsu.
and Kakashi in saving the world, giving his life to protect his friends. And in his last moments, he entrusted them with reaching the dream he had so long ago, to become Hokage, of which they both succeeded.
Though he may have lost his ninja way, Obito Uchiha overcame his hatred and helped realize the world he wanted.
Killed a lot of people before he did that, though.
Again? He can't keep getting away with it.
He won't. Actually, he will because we love him. This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Brandon Yates.
Dive into the thrilling world of versus music as Brando brings hypothetical matchups to life through his commissioned compositions. Brandon is one of the composers behind Death Battle, bringing the awesome tunes you love to rock out to.
Hollow Dreams, Princes of Pride, Hedge of Tomorrow, some of our all-time greats. In fact, he composed the track for this very episode.
Please support Brandon's work and enjoy more
Dude,
of
the
his
Metal
music
Gear
by
Solid.
subscribing to his channel and following him on Spotify.
Have you ever had a matchup that you want to see
Ooh,
on the
Brandon
show? And you
Yates
just
on.
wish you had the music track?
Did not know he had a Spotify. Hold on. Brandon Yates. Make sure to go follow him on Spotify. Look him up now. You know, we support the people that support them because they're supporting us by letting us make this content. Yo, Brandon Yates, Death Battle songs. Battle. And I can't do that. Death Battle on Spotify. Make sure to go follow him, man.
Track for it?
Well, fans of Death Battle have been loving Brandon's hundreds of commissioned tracks for years. Everything from hard rock to jazzy to electronic to orchestral choirs.
Let's see if they got that
Brandon is
snake,
literally
the
one of
snake
main
one.
composers of this show. Every track he makes sounds straight out of Death Battle itself.
Love the music from Death Battle? Then don't wait. Subscribe to Brandon Yates' YouTube and follow him on Spotify right away.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a Death Battle!
So, with all of that established, let's start.
Playing a game that has been described as a bit
Oh,
confusing,
nah.
yet charming and irresistible?
I sense
Ah.
your fear, your anger, and a power. I will be taking it. That power will save this cursed world. You'll have to pry it from my cold, dead hands. Then you will die. What? All too easy. I expected more. I won't disappoint.
The Obito they chose is like a ridiculous. Even there's no in my head. There's no way Vader can win. Damn. He busted his eye open. Enough of that.
You've lost your humanity as well.
On the path of the dark side, it is inevitable.
Okay, but when you gotta pull out the stop that fast, go force at it.
No. This is inevitable.
They gonna start turning up on Vader. Yeah, the TIE Fighter.
Accept this gift and die.
Too late. You are liberated from hell. Find peace in the next life.
Crazy. I didn't think they was gonna let the Infinite.
KO! Well, Vader may have been able to beat Obi-Wan, but he just couldn't handle Obi-2.
This was a fairly complex matchup. Both Darth Vader and Obito were roughly even in power and speed, so it truly came down to their skill and arsenals.
And boy, did they have some deep bags of tricks. Even some of the same tricks. Both could fend off mental attacks. Both could move things around with their minds. And they both even had options to instantly kill each other.
Vader could simply force crush Obito's body, but Obito could just as easily rip out Vader's soul. However, Obito had a few more impressive options available to him, edging out just enough to earn a win.
For starters, Kamui made Obito extremely difficult just to touch, let alone injure. And as a Jinchuriki, he could regenerate from half of his body getting destroyed. While the dark side could help Vader survive extreme conditions, it obviously can't regrow limbs.
Plus, thanks to his wide array of jutsu, Obito would eventually overwhelm Vader. While chakra may normally be a limited source of energy, unlike the Force, the Ten Tails provided Obito with an unlimited supply. And since chakra is both spiritual and physical energy, this means Obito would be able to fight on indefinitely.
Last but not least, Vader's preference for lightsaber combat means that he'd be up close and personal with Obito, right? Which left him vulnerable to getting disintegrated by one of the many truth-seeking orbs. Or even worse, sucked up into the Kamui dimension. Yeah, don't forget about that. Not only would he have no way out, he probably wouldn't even be able to tap into the Force while stuck there. Game over. Have fun starving to death, I guess. Wonder how long you can feed on hate.
Darth Vader may have had a tenacity that few others could match, but against Obito's similar might, busted regeneration, and overwhelming range of abilities,
Yeah, that's why.
no escape.
In the end,
I mean, I like this death battle, but
The winner
you gotta make them a
is
little
Obito
bit more.
Uchiha.
I get it, like they have similar paths, so that's probably why.
Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. We have a new death battle releasing every 2 weeks this year.
That's probably why they had them fight, because they have like past, but there was no winning against Obito. Then they made it where it's like Death Battle does this thing where it's like it's Obito throughout the whole series. It's not like a set Obito. Like when you play the games, like if you ever play a Naruto game, they'll have like regular Naruto. Then they'll have like Awakened Naruto. And they'll have one where he staged Naruto. So it's like parts of that Naruto. This is like all encompassing Obito. So I did not think Obito was gonna lose, especially when they added the Ten Tails to that part too. There's no way he was beating the Ten Tails. It's not it just can't compete. But I appreciate everybody coming through. I'm actually about to do the Stitch versus Rocket right now, but that's going to be on another video. Make sure to like and subscribe. And don't be a bird, get a bird.